powerful, slow-moving atmospheric system, supercharged by an abundance of deep tropical moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, has unleashed torrential downpours across south-central Texas, triggering widespread flash flooding, paralyzing traffic, and forcing emergency crews to conduct numerous high-water rescues. The National Weather Service, NWS, has placed Bexar County and the surrounding San Antonio metropolitan region under an extensive flood watch. Local authorities are urging residents to exercise extreme caution as consecutive rounds of severe thunderstorms continue to dump catastrophic amounts of precipitation onto an already saturated ground. The weather pattern shifted dramatically over the weekend when an intense corridor of moisture moving north from the Bay of Campeche collided with a stalled low-pressure boundary over Texas. On Saturday, the system intensified rapidly, bringing sudden and localized downpours that completely overwhelmed local drainage systems. According to meteorologists from the KSAT Weather Authority team, western and northwestern sectors of Bexar County bore the brunt of the initial deluge, recording between 4 to 5 inches of rain within a matter of hours. In specific flashpoints, such as Helites near Houseman Road, local rain gauges tracked staggering totals exceeding 8 inches of rainfall. The sheer intensity of the rain, with precipitation rates hitting 2 to 4 inches per hour in the widest parts of the storm track, transformed standard municipal streets into rushing rivers and quickly filled up low-lying highway underpasses. While a brief reprieve occurred on Sunday morning, allowing some initial floodwaters to recede, the NWS warns that the primary threat is far from over. A secondary, more robust surge of Gulf moisture is projected to bring the highest risk of excessive rainfall and dangerous flash flooding. The flash flooding has wreaked havoc on San Antonio's transportation network. First responders and municipal crews have been deployed across the city to erect barricades and shut down impassable thoroughfares. Loop 1604 near the Rim. Rushing water completely submerged the underpass near the Rim Shopping Center, stranding several vehicles whose drivers attempted to navigate the rising waters. Images shared by local commuters showed an entire delivery van trapped in a massive pool of standing water under the overpass, requiring emergency extraction. Flash flooding forced the temporary closure of the main lanes and lower levels of Interstate 35, particularly near the North 35 and Seguin Road interchange, as well as key intersections downtown. Water rose so rapidly that multiple motorists were trapped in their vehicles before they could safely exit the highway lanes. Major intersections along Bandera Road, stretching from Loop 1604 down to Braun Road, experienced total traffic light failures, with signals shifted to flashing mode due to water damage. Furthermore, Gilbo Road was completely closed to all transit between Tazell Road and Bandera Road. The severe weather has also severely impacted the local utility grid. Heavy lightning strikes combined with localized uprooting of trees knocked out electrical infrastructure, leaving thousands of residents without power. Teams from CPS Energy are working around the clock to restore the grid, though access to heavily flooded electrical poles has been limited by high water levels. As roads transformed into hazards, the San Antonio Fire Department, SAFD, the San Antonio Police Department, SAPD, and regional water rescue teams were inundated with emergency calls. Dozens of water rescues have been executed, with high water vehicles and rescue boats deploying to pull stranded drivers from floating cars and submerged underpasses. Local officials have continually emphasized the crucial safety protocol. Turn around, don't drown. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus strongly warned the public about the deceptive nature of standing water. The depth of the water and the speed at which it's traveling are very hard to gauge. If you venture into it when the water's deep and the water's moving real fast, you are taking your life into your own hands. The community remains deeply sensitive to the dangers of flash floods, especially given the tragic memories of the June 2025 floods, where a sudden storm trapped a line of commuting vehicles on the northeast side near Perrin Beitel and Austin Highway, resulting in 13 fatalities. In light of those events, The city has expanded its flood risk tracking and has aggressively monitored vulnerable areas along Leon Creek and Salado Creek to prevent a recurrence of past tragedies. The regional weather outlook indicates that San Antonio will remain in a highly volatile pattern. The National Weather Service notes that while immediate flash flood warnings fluctuate based on storm cell development, the broader risk will extend deeply into the week. Fast-moving storms dumped several inches of rain across New Orleans on Saturday, flooding streets, trapping vehicles, and exposing ongoing problems with the city's drainage system. Some neighborhoods received 2 to 5 inches of rain. Parts of Uptown, Hollygrove, and Carrollton recorded more than 3.5 inches over an hour, according to the Sewerage and Water Board. Officials said that amount of rainfall alone would have caused street flooding, but equipment issues at 2 pumping stations made conditions worse. Near the Canal Boulevard underpass, resident Patti Pessar watched floodwaters quickly rise. It came on very fast, and it came down very hard, but it did not last as long as you would think it was going on for the amount of water that is here, Pessar said. Pessar has lived in the neighborhood for more than a decade. I've lived here 11 years now, and this is the worst I've ever seen it, she said. The Sewerage and Water Board said Drainage Pump Station 7, DPS 7, which serves the Canal Boulevard underpass, Lower Lakeview, and parts of Mid-City, experienced mechanical issues that caused high water. Officials also reported significant flooding along Claiborne Avenue in Uptown, where they believe clogged catch basins may have contributed to standing water. The agency said it plans to investigate. Flooding forced the temporary closure of the Carrollton underpass. Although the pump there was operating, the S&WB said elevated water levels in the Palmetto Canal limited its ability to move additional stormwater. Water also covered the Canal Boulevard and Interstate 10 underpass and the Marconi Drive underpass near City Park, though officials said those locations were draining. Mayor Helena Moreno said recurring issues at DPS 7 highlight the need for permanent repairs. She also praised City Council member Amy McCarron for monitoring flooding in affected neighborhoods and said residents should safely clear debris from catch basins near their homes when possible to help stormwater drain ahead of additional rainfall. McCarron said she plans to request a full report from the Sewerage and Water Board detailing what caused the pump station failures and the city's response. Streets flooded in neighborhoods across New Orleans Saturday after thunderstorms pounded the area and several pumping stations malfunctioned. The New Orleans Sewerage and Water Board confirmed that a pump station on the western edge of City Park just below Interstate 610 malfunctioned, flooding part of Lakeview and Mid-City for about 90 minutes. In Hollygrove's Pritchard pump station, only one of 2 pumps was operational during the downpour. The National Weather Service sent out a flash flood shortly after 1 p.m., though up to 3 inches of rain had fallen in areas at that point, with up to 2 more inches possible, NWS said. Working optimally, S&WB pumping stations can handle 1 inch of rain during the first hour and 0.5 inches every hour after that. Uptown, Hollygrove, and Carrollton got over 3.5 inches rain in an hour, according to the S&WB. This would always cause some street flooding in our city. However, we experienced issues with 2 of our pumping stations, the S&WB wrote in a statement. Within about an hour, neighborhoods in a broad swath of New Orleans saw street flooding, with reports clustered in Mid-City, Lakeview, City Park, Hollygrove, and Uptown, according to the city's streetwise mapping system. Residents scrambled to get their cars to higher ground. In Jefferson Parish, street flooding occurred in the typical problem areas including Old Metairie, Ridge Elmwood, and Harahan, a parish spokesperson said. Mid-City resident Laura Yager watched the water begin to build up in front of her Iberville Street home, with her downstairs tenant and her small car in mind. Then all I did was go downstairs and look at the cameras, and I was like, "Move your car now! Move your car now!" She sent me back some swear words and a thank you, she recalled a short time later, as she patrolled the stagnant waters for speeders. It was instantaneous. I mean, the water just comes up. Authorities closed the Canal Street, Carrollton Avenue, and Broad Street underpasses. Although the pump near the Carrollton overpass was working, It was difficult to pump additional rainwater into the Palmetto Canal due to its high levels, the S&WB said. All eastbound and westbound lanes of Carrollton Avenue at the Interstate 10 overpass were closed to traffic amid ongoing street flooding, NOPD Director of Communications Reese Harper said. Mayor Helena Moreno said on social media that multiple pumping stations had some issues, including the pumps that impact Hollygrove, Lakeview, and City Park. She urged residents to be safe. Catch basin issues contributed to flooding along Claiborne Avenue in Uptown, the S&WB said. Although the downpour had subsided by 2:30 p.m., some city streets remained stubbornly flooded. Several consecutive blocks of Palmyra Avenue just above Norman C. Francis Parkway had standing water almost knee-deep. Residents dried out cars or worked to push the water and debris off their lawns and sidewalks and discourage vehicles, mostly trucks and SUVs, from driving by too quickly, creating wakes.